Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well, and I hope that you have an incredible day. I'm here to do an intuitive card reading to see what insights, guidance, and messages the universe wants to share with us at this time, especially for all of you who are stuck in the messy middle period, this stage and season of transition where you're not quite who you're becoming, but you're also not your old self, so you're just stuck in this in between and you don't really feel like you necessarily belong anywhere because you're transitioning to the new, but you haven't completely come out of the old, and you're like in this cocoon chrysalis phase, and it's just kind of messy, and it feels like you've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and things are stagnant and they're not happening. And you've been, showing up every day. You've been putting in the work. You've been planting the seeds, nurturing the garden. Just like, I've been doing this a while. Like, why am I not seeing anything? But things are happening below the surface, and the universe has more insights to share with you. So let's take a look at these cards. Okay. So the first card that came out is Apricot, Rejoice and Laugh. And this is the universe wanting you to lighten up, to make room for joy, to make room for fun, to not take things so seriously, to not, get so caught up in what you feel is coming. Because for so many of us, myself included, we can feel all these things on the horizon and how significant they are and that we are becoming it. But it's like we feel the energy and we know that we are it, energetically speaking, but it hasn't come into the physical. So we can get discouraged and disillusioned and frustrated and start to doubt ourselves and, lose our trust and faith and be like, well, I've been doing this for days, weeks, months, years, however long it's been, and just nothing seems to be moving. Everything seems stagnant. Nothing's budging. Nothing's coming together. Everything keeps falling apart. Like, when is it going to come together? And the universe is saying, hey, remember to breathe. Remember to enjoy life, to stop and smell the roses, to savor the small things, to have joy, to enjoy the ride, because it's not just about the end destination. It's not just about reaching your goal. I've been, stumbling across all this different messaging in my life about, hey, it's not just about the end goal. Hey, actually enjoy the journey because it's going to create you into who you need to be. It will set life and universe. It's going to set you up with everything you need. It's going to give you the skills, the resources, the connections. It's going to, release you from anything that's not aligned, anything that does not resonate, anything that is not going to help you get there. And, when all these things are falling apart and falling away, and, there's rejections and denials and betrayals, and you keep going for all these things and it's just falling through, it can be hard to rejoice. It can be hard to laugh because you're just like, it feels like everything's conspiring against me. But even when you're in the thick of the storm, you can still choose to dance in the rain. You can still choose to enjoy it and have fun and to laugh and to make the most of the hand you've been dealt. Yes, sometimes it's going to be really, really hard. I'm there with you. Some of the songs that have been coming in lately are When Will My Life Begin from Tangled. And, it's starting off with Rapunzel going on and on and on about her daily life, going through the same things over and over and over again and asking, when will my life begin? When will I finally be free? When will things come together? I'm stuck in this tower. I'm doing the same things over and over and over again. And I'm trying to make the most of it, but it's getting hard. But then at the end of it, she goes on about how she's finally free because she gets this chance to leave the tower. And she has doubt and fear, having her debate on whether she really should. She's like, should I? No, here I go. And she's feeling the grass, the dirt, the summer breeze, and how she's always dreamed it to be, and she feels it calling her, and she feels finally free. And it's because she's embracing the joy, she's laughing, she's being in gratitude, she's not, being miserable and, woe is me the whole time. She dreamed about going to see the lights, and an opportunity presented itself to her. and she took it up. She didn't buy into the fear. She didn't buy into the doubt. She waited for that. She kept doing the best she could with what she had, and the universe provided. And so that's what the universe is telling you. It will provide for you as well. It will provide for you as well. Also, by the way, another song that has been coming in lately is Part of Your World from The Little Mermaid. Specifically the reprise, but also like the original part of the song. But you know how Ariel starts singing, I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know something's starting right now. Watch and you'll see, someday I'll be part of your world. And so it's about keeping the faith, trusting, getting excited, bringing in joy, rejoicing, laughing, having fun, not, getting so caught up in the fact that it's not here. Knowing that someday it's going to be. Someday you will be a part of that reality. Someday it will be your life. And so just trust that it'll naturally unfold, because the universe will send you the opportunities you need, the people you need, the resources, the connections, the everything, the skill sets, the information, all of it. So rejoice and laugh, because it's going to come together beautifully. Yeah, watermelon, have fun with your inner child. And if you look at the two songs that came up, Ariel and Rapunzel, they feel more in tune with their inner child. Like Ariel would collect all these things, the thingamabobs, and she would be excited about it and have the childlike wonder and the splendor and just be so fascinated and in love with it. And then, Rapunzel, even though she was locked away in her tower her whole life, she, was painting and dreaming about seeing the lights and like just enjoying light. And like, when she ends up going to the bar, what was that? So, the Snuggly Duckling, I think it was what it was called. And like, everyone's like, most people would be like, oh my goodness, and freaked out. But she's like just having this innocence, this, childlike wonder. And like, she got them all to sing about their dreams. And how often do you see that kind of crowd singing about their dreams, And so the universe wants you to have fun. The universe wants you to connect to your inner child, to have that childlike wonder, that childlike innocence, that exploration, that willingness and eagerness to use your imagination and to have open doors and just connect with people. Because when we're children, we'll play with like anybody. We don't get caught up so much in appearances. I just remember, because I've worked with so many different children from all sorts of different settings and schools, like, they'll just be like, oh, hey, you want to be friends? Let's play. And, like, they'll just introduce each other, and then immediately they're, like, friends. And so we can do that kind of thing, too. We can tap into that energy. And I remember my mom would tell me about how I would always, my siblings, especially my one brother, he was a crybaby, he was a scaredy cat, he would cling onto my mom. She would talk about later how she wanted to kick him off of her. She is not a very patient and warm person. I'll just leave it like that. But she would tell me about how I would see him crying and clinging to my mom, and I'd come up, grab him by the hand, I'm like, come on, let's go play, and like being happy and fun. So it's like, we can do that. We don't have to freak out and be scared of everything and cry about it. Not that we're not allowed to have our human emotions. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying to sidestep it. I'm not saying to sweep it under the rug, to pretend like it's not there, that, you've got it all together, that you're happy all the time, good vibes only. No, but even in the storm, we can choose to have fun. We can choose to rejoice, to laugh, to connect with our inner child, to see the world full of magic and wonder and splendor and fun and opportunities, Think about how children are. They don't usually worry about much of anything. Every day's an adventure. They can have a blast with the box, okay? So even if you don't have a lot in your life right now, like you feel like things are just falling apart and falling away and like you don't have access much, tap into that again. Use your imagination, daydream, fantasize, like whatever it is, have more fun. The universe wants you to have more fun. Okay, so then we have Jade, take action. So this feels like once you step into that energy of fun, joy, laughter, wonder, imagination, eagerness, like with being tapping into that inner child to be like a child again, that's when you take action. That's when you can see all the growth, because that energy, it'll skyrocket you. It's like, what's the best way to put it? It's like a superfood kind of thing to make the plants grow. Like, you're just like pouring it on there, and it's like, I'm getting the vision of Jack and the Beanstalk and how the beanstalks, they grew like crazy overnight. And if you think about it, in the story of Jack and the Beanstalk, Jack didn't have much at all. Like, his family was very, very poor, and they had to sell their only cow. Like, and I don't think Jack wanted to, but he was like, okay, I'm gonna make it work. And his mom was like, why did you get these beans? You've been duped, and threw them out the window. She didn't believe, but Jack actually got magic beans. And so that can take you to greater and greater heights. It can lead you to riches and prosperity. So the universe wants you to tap in to the fun, to the joy, to the laughter, to the excitement, to the imagination, to the curiosity, to the exploration, because it's going to help you reach greater and greater heights. Start thinking about, what if the world, the universe, life is conspiring for you and working everything out to your highest? What if brighter days are just around the corner? What if the universe, the divine, it's going to bless you far greater than you can even imagine, Take actions from that place, because it's going to change everything. It's literally going to change everything. Okay, we have Lady of the Sea. Embrace gratitude as the key to abundance and joy in your life. Yeah. Be grateful, because that literally is the key. That's the same kind of energy as fun and joy and laughter and eagerness and excitement. Like, those are the frequencies you want to strive for. Not that you have to be in there all the time. We're human, okay? The human experience is full of a vast variety of emotions. And so just because you may be having a rough day, or some negative emotions may be coming up to be felt right now, that doesn't mean you're bad. That doesn't mean you will not have abundance or joy or prosperity or peace or anything in your life. That's not what that means. Sometimes, and I feel like a lot of the times right now, these negative emotions are coming up so they can be purged and released from the body, so you can finally acknowledge them, make space for them, see them, feel them, listen to them, and allow them to flow through your body and be released, so they're no longer stuck inside of you. But overall, strive for gratitude, strive for joy, strive for peace, strive for laughter and fun. That doesn't mean you have to be, there all the time, but try to have that be your baseline, your go-to. And again, you're allowed to be human. You aren't going to be punished if you're having a bad day or if you're having a negative thought. You just don't want the negative energies, the negative thoughts to, get carried away and be like a runaway train, because you're not going to be able to stop it when it gets that kind of momentum, when it gets that strong. So allow yourself to feel what you need to feel, but be open, and one thing that I am extremely excited and grateful for is that someone just bought some of my perler art that I have up for sale, and that hasn't happened yet. And I've had those, for a while now, because I've gone through different phases. Like, I have these like hyperfixations, and I'll be in it for a while, but then it'll shift. Like, overall, one of my hyperfixations and focuses and passions has always been art and creativity and creating, whether it be writing, art, poetry, whatever, stories, picture books, all those kinds of things. But I have gone through these different phases, and one time, it's like a couple of years, I was just really, really into perler art, and then it shifted to, I think it was paper beads, and then there was dot art maybe, and then I think it shifted to diamond art, which is where I've been lately, but also making coloring sheets and all that. But I'm just really, really grateful, because someone is sewing into me, someone is sending me some financial income, and it's like, it's been hard lately because it just feels like the walls have been kind of caving in, and my family's like trying to push me into traditional jobs because like, oh, you're not making enough money, you need to do more, you need to go into something stable and secure. And it's just like, it doesn't resonate. I've tried that before and I got burnt out. And so I'm just grateful that the universe is starting to send me people who see what I have to offer and they value me and they are willing to invest and plant and sow into me and give me financial resources. So that's something that happened with me like literally just a couple hours ago that I'm excited about. But yeah, like when you're grateful, it allows more to come in. So if I would be focusing on, how that was just one, how people would be like, well, it's just one, that's not enough to pay the bills and this, that, and the other. It's like, you are cutting off the flow. You are blocking it. You are stifling it and smothering it and having it, kind of like dry up because you're like, oh, that's not good enough. And it's like, okay, but that's the start of the momentum. And when you're grateful for it, no matter how big or how small, the universe knows that it can send you more because you'll appreciate it, We have Siren's Call. Follow the call of your heart and let its melody guide you to your true purpose. And I like it because it ties back into what I was talking about earlier with the Little Mermaid and Part of Your World. Like, Ariel listened to her heart. Like, she knew what she wanted. She wanted to explore and see the human world. She wanted, to connect with all of them. And she followed through, even when, her dad and all these people are telling her not to. And, a word of caution is like, yes, use your discernment, because Sebastian, her father, all these people who are trying to be like, oh, I don't know about that. It's not necessarily safe. They had a point because you want to make sure that you're going to be okay. You don't want to go into things blindly and set yourself up for failure or to put yourself in harm's way, because it very much could happen. She was literally a fish out of water. She didn't know the customs. If she had gotten to the bad crowd, really bad things could have happened to her. Could have taken advantage of her. Could have gone very south. Luckily, she was meeting up with the right people, but use your discernment, but also stay true to yourself. You don't want to let those voices of caution and warning and, oh, that's not the right way to go. You have to do the traditional. You have to stay here where it's safe. Follow your heart. Follow your heart. It's going to be okay. And just like the whole Siren's Call, like it ties into Ariel and her beautiful singing voice and how, like, your voice, your frequency, it can like be a calling card and attract, things to you. Just like it's part of the frequency of your being. But, if you stay true to yourself and you listen to your heart and soul, you will find the way. Even if it doesn't work out right away, like it took Ariel a while to get to the human world, and it was, pretty rough making some contracts and deals, so you shouldn't be doing lightly. It's kind of the deal with the devil, but listen to your heart, because in the end it's going to work out. Ariel got her happy ending, she stayed true to herself. But if she would have listened to all the people who were trying to dissuade her from her heart's calling, I don't think she would have been happy. I don't think she would have found satisfaction and, all of that. Because not that it was bad to live under the sea, in the movie, but it wasn't where her heart was. Sure, she enjoyed parts of it, but, like, she felt called to the human world, Mermaids. Mermaid magic. Embrace the magic within and let your intuition guide you through life's curtains. Yeah. Listen to your heart and soul. It knows the way. It knows the way. Other people, they may have paths different than yours, may try to guide you and give you their insight, but that doesn't mean it's going to resonate. That doesn't mean it's going to be a good fit for you. There's going to be plenty of mermaids, in the story Little Mermaid, who are ecstatic to be under the sea and will thrive there. But Sometimes you're meant to do things different. Sometimes you're meant to go against the grain. You're not meant to do things like everybody else because you have your own unique path, things that only you can do. So listen to your intuition. Let it guide you. Let it lead the way. It won't lead you astray. Anchor. Anchor yourself in strength and resilience, finding stability amidst life's ever-changing tides. Yeah, being anchored and grounded is really, really crucial right now, especially if you're in this messy middle phase, this, season of transition. I'm there with you. Like, I am becoming this new version of myself, but I'm not quite there yet, and I'm not quite out of the old, and like so many things have been falling apart, falling away, released, purged, pruned, and it's been messy. And I can feel all these things that are on the horizon, all these things that are, metaphorically may just be around the corner. But it can be hard when it's not here yet, because you're like, I feel it in my bones, in my heart, in my soul. But, the people around you are going to doubt, because they're going to be like, well, I'll see it when I believe it, and nothing's happened, so you just need to, let go of that. That's a pipe dream. And it's like, no. Ground yourself, anchor yourself, and have that inner strength, that resilience, because you will go the distance if you stay the course. But you're never going to make it if you throw in the towel and give up. Stay true to you. It's going to work out for you. Yeah. Sea sponges. Find courage to explore the unknown and let curiosity lead you through life's passages. Yeah, that very much ties into what I was talking about earlier about that childlike wonder and how children are naturally curious. They naturally want to go exploring and have adventures and are open to all these different possibilities. And when you're little, so often you'll be like, oh, I'm going to be a doctor or an astronaut or a princess or a scientist that'll cure cancer. Like, I'm going to be a time traveler, whatever it is, and you genuinely believe it. But it's the people around you who end up slowly kind of chipping away at your dream as you grow older, and they'll be like, oh, that's not really realistic, you should try something for a little more obtainable, something that's like traditional, and it'll pay your bill, you'll pay your bills, and be a steady, reliable income, and this and the other. But get curious and explore the unknown, because you'll never have what you want if you don't try. If you stay in the comfort zone, the familiar, the known, you're never going to reach it. The dream's inside of you for a reason. And the fact that those are sea sponges, like, it just feels like you're a sponge and you're going to soak up all the possibility, all the potential, excuse me, all the joy, all the fun, all the laughter, all the gratitude. You're going to soak it up, and it's going to power you. And it's going to fill up your cup and make it so that you can do the things that you want. You are here for a purpose. Learning, realizing what matters to you, yeah. Because society likes to tell us so many things are the most important thing, and they're what truly matters, having that stable career where you're in it for your whole life, and, having a big house and all these material things, this newest shiny object, keeping up with the Joneses, trying to show off and be like, look, I'm going on all these fancy vacations and I'm doing all these things. And not that any of that's wrong, but is that really what truly matters to you? Is that really what's most important? Is that really one of your non-negotiables and your priorities and things that you're like, no, this is what matters most to me. This is what's important. Because I think for a lot of us, at the end of the day, we will realize that a lot of the things that society says are most important aren't really. For a lot of us, joy, fulfillment, love, laughter, connection, spending time with loved ones, doing fulfilling work, that kind of thing is more important than, going out to the clubs and, being popular and all that. Is like, not that it's inherently bad. I'm not trying to judge or anything, but it may not be what's actually most important to you, what truly matters to you. So just take some time to think about it. Because you should prioritize what's most important, what truly matters to you. Yeah, time to do it differently. Go beyond what you have done before. Go beyond what other people say you can do. Go beyond it. Go beyond what you think you can do. Because so often we don't give ourselves enough credit. So often we end up playing small, holding ourselves back, dimming our light, selling ourselves short, or just straight up selling ourselves out. We are way more capable than we give ourselves credit. Granted, the universe, the divine, like, it can work magic and miracles in an instant. It has more power than us. You know, we're just a limited human being having this human experience, but we are the divine incarnate, so we also can do great things. We also have so much potential and power within us that we often don't recognize. And so we need to remember that the word impossible literally says, I'm possible, and to do it differently. To stop buying into fear, to stop buying into doubt, to stop buying into worry and insecurity. Not that we can't feel it, we're still allowed to be human. But the thing is, we're going to feel it and do it anyway. Because we're going to be staying in alignment. We're going to do what resonates. We're going to listen to our heart and soul and do what it's calling us to do. We're not going to hold back anymore. We're going to do it differently. Yeah, the way is clear. Awaken the power within you. That's what I was saying. The way is clear. The universe is lighting the way. Your intuition, your heart, your soul, it knows the way. And the way is going to get cleared up by tapping into gratitude, to joy, to fun, to laughter. It's gonna clear the way, and because you've been working on being grounded and anchored, you're gonna have the strength and resilience to stay the course and see it through when the challenges, the obstacles, the storms, all that, it will inevitably come up. When you know you're in that season of waiting, where it doesn't feel like anything's happening and everything's so stagnant, you're gonna make it through. You're gonna make it through, and you're gonna get to brighter days. You're gonna have so much prosperity, so much joy, so much fulfillment, so much love, so much connection, because you stayed the course and you awakened to who you truly are, to the power within you. You're tapping into all the potential within you that has gone untapped, and it's beautiful. It really is. The universe wants you to know you're worth fighting for. And no matter how turbulent and dark and brutal the storms are, look at this card. The light will shine again. You will reach it. I don't know if I remember the exact wording of this quote from Uncle Iroh. It's not my favorite one, but it's him talking about he and Aang were in a dark tunnel, in a dark cave, and he was saying that, life is sometimes like this dark tunnel. You won't always, it can be dark and all that, but if you just keep moving forward, you will come to a better place, and you're going to reach the light. And so even if it's really dark right now, even if you're not seeing the results, even if it feels stagnant and like nothing's happening, know you are worth fighting for. Keep showing up for yourself. Be dedicated to yourself. Fill up your cup. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. And stay the course, because brighter days are coming. Could be literally right around the corner, just a little bit further past the horizon. The clouds are going to open up, and the sun, the light is going to rain down on you, and it's going to bless you. It's going to be okay. You are worth fighting for. Yeah. Rediscover what brings you joy. You're allowed to be happy. Even if things aren't coming together, even if you don't have all the answers, even if you're struggling with things, even if there's still problems out in the world, because there are so many things that are turbulent and chaotic, and there's conflict and drama and all of that out in the world, and people are suffering, and my heart goes out to them. But the universe wants you to know that you can't suffer enough to alleviate other people's suffering. You can't get sick enough to alleviate other people's sickness. You can't impoverish yourself enough to give other people prosperity. That's not how it works. So the universe wants you to know it's okay to rediscover what brings you joy, to have fun, to enjoy life, even when things aren't perfect, even when it's chaotic and turbulent and there's still suffering and there's still hardship. You can still make room for joy, to make room for fun, to make room for lightheartedness and gratitude and laughter. You can still make room for that. You're worth fighting for, and you deserve to be happy. You deserve to have fun. You deserve to have laughter. And yeah, journey, may you seek adventure. Don't settle for less. Don't settle for mediocrity and feel like you're withering away inside, going through the same thing on, autopilot day after day. That makes me think about Rapunzel and, when my life began. Like, so many people are just like, I'm not alive. I'm sort of existing, and I'm sort of just in survival mode. It's like, have more adventure, have more fun, have more joy. The universe wants you to get excited and to take the steps to explore who you really are and prioritize what truly matters to you. Have adventure, have fun, go on a journey, make the most of this ride. Yeah, and imagine. May you look beyond what can be seen, because you have the power to create worlds, to create realities. You can manifest what you want into existence. You can imagine it, the power of your words, the power of your thoughts, the power of your beliefs, the power of your energy, your focus. You can create what is not seen yet. You can bring it into the physical, because the potential for everything already exists. Everything is energy. So all you have to do is bring it in to the physical with your focus, with your energy, with your imagination, with your thoughts, with your beliefs, with your feelings, And it can be hard sometimes, but the universe wants you to be who you truly are. Wild, may you express all that you are. Be authentic, be real, be genuine. The universe doesn't want you to hold back and to be something you're not. It doesn't want you to sell yourself out. You are worth fighting for. The way is clear, so do it differently. Walk your own path. You don't have to walk the path of others. You don't have to be like everybody else. You can stay true to your heart and soul. Listen to the call of your heart, because it and your intuition will guide the way to your true purpose, to your satisfaction, to who you're meant to be, who you're becoming. And yeah, again, the universe is having this huge emphasis on play, on fun, on laughter, on joy. Play. May you seek out fun and connection. Yes, the universe wants you to be more childlike. Doesn't want you to, be childish and to be immature and to lash out at other people, but it wants you to connect to being that, filled with that magic and wonder and splendor, and that wide-eyed childlike wonder and excitement and eagerness, and every day's an adventure. It wants you to have more of that. Not that you can't be realistic and be like, well, I'm also an adult, so I have bills to pay, so I do need to be responsible, but you can do it in a way that's more in alignment and true to who you are, in a way that resonates. You can turn chores into games and have more fun and play with them. You can play with your friends, your family, the people around you, your coworkers, and make it more fun. Because, work doesn't have to be a grind. It doesn't have to be miserable. We can choose what energy we bring to things, And that's why the universe wants you to laugh and rejoice more. Because all of this is going to set you free. May your soul sing freely. And I find that really funny because of the lyrics and the songs that in the movies that I was discussing at the beginning, because the characters are kind of locked away, their voices are stifled, and literally Ariel's is stolen, so she couldn't sing freely. But even so, they were still, looking for reasons to be happy and to have gratitude. And ultimately, they triumphed over all of their obstacles, all the things in their way. They were able to shine brightly and sing that song, their heart song freely, to be able to be who they truly are, to thrive that way, So we can too. We can too. Okay, so we have yoke, feeling tied down or frustrated, and that's probably a lot of us right now because we feel energetically how things are and how we're meant for more, how, society slash the world isn't meant to be so, disconnected and cruel and all those things. We're meant to have more loving, kind, respectful, warm interactions with people and all that, but the universe wants you to know that you're not going to feel tied down forever. Yes, you're in this transitional season. Yes, it's this messy middle where you're like stuck in the middle between the two things of your old you and the new you. You're not quite either. You are inside that cocoon or chrysalis, and you haven't yet emerged the butterfly, but that's okay. You will be set free. You will be. Just keep showing up and staying the course because it's going to come together. Yeah, bridge. Successfully overcoming a problem. Yes, you may be feeling tied down and frustrated right now. Yes, your emotions are valid. Yes, don't sidestep it, sweep it under the rug, act like it's not there. But know that you will overcome. Know that it's going to work out. Know that brighter days are coming. It's all coming together for you. Yeah. Mountain road, you are on the road to success, and look at it. This road is long. It has twists and turns and cliffs, and you have to scale the mountain. But at the end, you will reach the summit. You will achieve your goals. You are on the road to success. You're going to overcome your problems. You're going to, reach and live a life that you have dreamed of. But you got to stay the course. You got to keep showing up. You got to keep taking the steps, making progress little by little. And some days you may take giant leaps, and that's okay if not every day is the same. It's okay if you don't have the same energy, and some days, you're having an emotionally hard day and you need to rest and take care of yourself and process. That's okay. Just keep showing up. You are worth fighting for. You will succeed. Stay true to yourself. Yeah, door. Opportunities are waiting for you. They're waiting for you. You will be set free. You will be able to go on adventures. You'll be able to imagine your dream life and bring it into reality. You'll be able to be wild and free as you truly are. You will go the distance. The way is clear. Tap into your potential. Tap into your power. Tap into who you truly are and shine bright. Embrace the magic. You get to choose if you open the doors or not. You get to choose if you walk through. But the doors of opportunity are waiting for you. And on the other side, it is beautiful and prosperous, and there's joy and love and laughter and fun. But know that you can choose that now. You can choose the fun. You can choose the laughter. You can choose the joy and the peace. You can choose it now. You don't have to wait until everything's quote unquote perfect. Until you have the opportunity, you can choose it now. You can choose gratitude now. Yeah, wind chimes. The winds of change are coming. The imagery coming in right now is that you are stranded at sea with a sailboat and there's been zero wind. And so you just be like, I'm stuck here. I'm stagnant. Nothing's happening. Like I'm trying to paddle, but like this boat is too big to move on my own with just this paddle. I need like something to help propel me forward. But the winds of change are coming and they're going to propel you forward into the imagery is coming into the sunset, into the brighter days, into peace and harmony, And with the leaves on here, Colors of the Wind from Pocahontas is coming in, and the specific part of the lyrics about How high does the sycamore grow? If you cut it down, then you'll never know. If you cut yourself short, if you throw in the towel and you stop trying, you'll never know how high you can go, how tall you can grow, how far you can reach. You'll never know the dreams that you could have brought into reality. So give yourself the chance. Choose you. You are worth fighting for. And you can choose peace and harmony and joy and gratitude. Peace of mind and happiness are inside jobs. You can choose it. Yes, it's not always easy. Yes, you're still allowed to be human and have your emotions no matter what they are, but you can still choose. You can choose to make it your foundation. You can choose to make it your focus. Not that you can't have bad days, not that you can't have off moments, not that you can't have the negative emotions and you're bad if you do, but you can choose. Because what you focus on, what you're putting as your priority, where you're spending your time, energy, and attention, what seeds you're planting, it's going to determine the end result. You know, the energy you put out comes back to you. You reap what you sow. Where you put your time, energy, and attention will grow, build momentum, and then manifest into your reality. So choose, because the winds of change are coming. You have the strength and resilience to see it through. You are here for a purpose. The way is clear. You've got this. You're going to be successful. You're going to overcome the problems. You're worth fighting for. You got this. So much is right around the corner that you can't even imagine. The same for me. So I'm wishing you all a fabulous rest of your day. I'm sending you so much love. If you ever need a listening ear or to vent or anything, feel free to comment below or to reach out. I'm here. I understand. I'm in the thick of it with you guys. I'm hoping that you all receive so much blessing and peace and joy right now, because these days are tough, I know. So please take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.